for sharing today. Welcome to another edition of Saturday Sports right here on NCBNTT television. We are on every Saturday evening at 8 o'clock. So you can always link up and check us on the link on Facebook and on YouTube. Tonight we're going to be talking kickboxing. There is a major tournament coming up in March. And I have well, I don't know, he'll have two hats here tonight. He's also the head coach of FineLine Fight Factory, and I think he's the promoter too. So, and I have him in the middle because I don't want the fight to start from today. You gotta wait till the night of the action to get it going. First of all, let me introduce you Princely Isidore, the head coach, the recently elected head coach of FineLine Fight Factory. I have Joshua Garcia and also Davin
Sinaswee.
Sinaswee?
Sinaswee.
Yeah. What kind of need that French name?
Nah, Asian.
Asian?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why you take up the sport martial arts.
Probably.
Gentlemen, welcome. It's a pleasure. Prince, let me first start with you and congratulate you on your position with FineLine.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I have, well, you could say I part of FineLine.
Yeah.
Because I'm around FineLine from day one.
Yeah.
Right? And I've seen the progress, I've seen the boxers and the kickboxers that you all have produced.
Yeah.
And now it's a new era because, you know, the old guard has gone.
Yes.
And then tell me a bit about, you know, taking over and what you intend to do and what direction FineLine Fight Factory will be headed.
Well, firstly, George, I'm glad to be in this position now. How it has all gone is obviously succession planning, right? My coach knowing that to himself that he wouldn't always be there, and it's always good to start setting the seeds early to know who will be that person that will take over for you. Yeah. Who are you grooming and giving them the right thinking and the right tools to be able to carry on your legacy, right? And that's why I look at it as, and there's a big shoes to fill because we know of the many things that Barrett has done within the sport. Now he's more in an administrative role as the president of the TTKBF. But his role in the gym, which produced world champions, 4-time world champion Ray Ramnarine, myself as a world kickboxing champion, Jason Ramuta, Donald Snacks, and the many other names that we have, right? So those are big shoes to fill.
Also your brother, he was
yes, also my brother had passed away. Those are very big shoes to fill. So all I am trying to do right now is just take my time and get into the role, right? I have already, because of the many years I have spent with him, I understand his training methodologies. I have my own style at the same time too, but we stay to the core of what the gym is about. That is one of the things that he appreciates the most. Obviously, the discipline, the dedication, those things are factors that we always hold dear to because we believe with those two attributes, anybody can be successful, not just in sport, but in life. Right? So that is what I want to carry forward. And slowly but surely, I'm transitioning the gym into this new era to be able to really carry it to new heights and hopefully beyond what it is that my coach has already done.
Have the club grown since, you know, well, let's say after COVID, because, you know, with COVID, everything has ceased. How's the development aspect going? Well,
definitely now we're more back on stream. COVID did hit us pretty hard. We had a lot of lull months, very low turnout and stuff. Because obviously with the gatherings and stuff, then people kind of had to reestablish themselves. People obviously had financial problems and they couldn't make the commitment. Because usually most times, first thing that usually get cut when you're under financial strain is a hobby, right? And unless it is taking the sport seriously, then somebody will make that a considered effort in ensuring that it is that they set aside and take training as an essential thing. So we had a bit of that problem to start with, and then slowly and surely as we moved away further and further away from COVID, the turnout started to improve, and obviously doing different things like advertising and stuff helped to put us back in a better position. And now we have much better turnouts, much bigger classes, which is good for everyone.
Well, as we go along, we will touch a bit more on FineLine, but let me find out about this Fight Night 33. Let's hear about this Fight Night 33.
Right. So even with on the promotional side of things, there's also another big shoes to fill as well. Because now we're at Fight Night 33, and as is dubbed Central Showdown. It's my first time now stepping into the role as a promoter as well now. right? Understanding different teething issues, different problems that we have, how to try to make things work and how to make things happen. You know, never knowing what it is my coach was going through, just to try to keep me as a fighter away from the administrative side of it, right? And I'm now learning that. But we have these two guys here who definitely want to showcase themselves. Well, Davin being more on the old guard, he young and upcoming, want to make a name for himself, and you know, calling out the veteran, one of the veterans in the sport. So it's really going to be a nice matchup, and we have a very full pack card. We have supposed to have about 12 to 13 fights. So that's a really good turnout in terms of the whole federation and different fighters being a part of it. And we have a lot of young blood.
Let me talk to Davin. You from FineLine? FineLine?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think when I started coming here, I didn't have a beard.
Nah, I didn't have no beard.
Yeah. So you one of the foundation members of FineLine. Yeah. Now I'm watching you now with all the beard now.
Yeah, you get old now.
Yeah. Let's talk a bit about your background. You know, about the sport of kickboxing. How you got into boxing, and where have the sport taken you so far?
Well, I wasn't a boxer, and I was into martial arts. I was into track.
Okay.
But I didn't really love it. I love looking at boxing because my father liked looking at boxing. So that is what make me jump over. But my parents didn't like this at all. So I had to fund myself doing this.
Yeah.
So it was rough in the beginning, but as I get accustomed, I make it easy for myself because I work and I handle my scene for myself. Parents wasn't supporting that at all. They didn't even come to watch me fight.
No. After all these years, they still.
Nah, they don't like this.
Because I think it's a violent sport.
Yeah.
Right. But how many years you have been in this sport?
A while, boy. I started up like around 16, 17 years old. Wasn't really serious. Moved from gym to gym until I find FineLine at the age of probably 18, 19.
Yeah.
And I stayed there.
So, what about records? Your fights? How many?
A couple.
Yeah.
A couple of fights.
Yeah.
A couple
So you ready for Garcia, right?
Ready for Garcia? Garcia?
Yeah.
If Garcia ready for me.
Garcia, tell me about yourself. What gym you belong to, and how long in the in the sport?
Well, right, I belong to Rough House,
Right.
you know, the greatest gym to come out to Trinidad. I've been in the fight game for maybe, I think, going on 5 years now. I started back just before COVID came now. And I would, just like him, I was surprised to say he's a track athlete as well, so that's what I used to do before, but due to like injuries, like foot injuries all the time, I jumped out.
So you was in track too?
Yeah. I used to compete for Fatima College.
So we gotta make sure that night on that fight we see no running in the ring.
I running into your face, that was the only thing I running into.
Yeah, so what got you interested in this sport?
Honestly, I really didn't think I was too soft of a person. You know, you see the soft red man walking around there. So I wanted to try it out.
Yeah.
Kind of hard myself a little bit, learn to defend myself and, you know, protect and all that. I didn't realize that I was going to end up like falling in love with it and competing and promoting and all that as well. Because it's a real nice sport, but I started off boxing. Strangely enough, boxing in an MMA gym. And then after a few years, I started throwing some kicks, and then after that, I started grappling. So like, I'm starting to, you know, trying to refine all my tools like bit by bit now. But it hasn't been so long. It's been a few years, and I have a total of 6-2 now in my fight record. So I was like 8 fights.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how confident are you going up against that?
I have no confidence. It's certainty.
Huh?
It's certainty. It's not no confidence. Nah, joking. But Davin, when I presented my coach with the idea to fight Davin, he was in love with it because he said that, and I have to give Davin his credit where it's due. There's not many fighters active now that, or even in the country, that have as much experience as he does. So like being able to share the ring with him will be like a really great learning experience for me. Is when you're gonna do me better. Like win, lose, draw is when you're gonna like propel me further than the rest of my actual competition.
Okay, so you're not going in there overconfident that you're going to win?
No, I do know that I will win, but I'm not going there overconfident. I'm trying to go in there comfortable because it doesn't make sense like having one foot in the door, one foot out the door. You know, if you're going in, either going in confident or you shouldn't go in at all. And that's my philosophy behind it. Because if you go in timid, you're almost bound to lose a fight. You can't go into a fight second guessing yourself. That's all.
Davin, you hear what you say, right?
Yeah. You know my while now.
He says he is.
You know my while now.
Gentlemen, if we had to let the viewers give an insight to the viewers about what kickboxing really is, because you have so much of different martial arts styles and sport. You have the MMA, which is different to kickboxing. There are things in MMA you can't do in thing. Who want to take the opportunity to explain to the public the rules and what kickboxing really is?
I would say that if you're talking about what kickboxing is, it's a little more in depth in terms of your ability to defend yourself, because where boxing lacks in terms of the only ability to use your hands, now you have the capacity to use your legs as well. So it's a little more of a more rounded sport, not as well complete as MMA, which allows you to learn how to fight on the ground as well, but it has the ability, at least you could stand up and you know how to use both your hands and your feet to defend yourself. And that is one of the good things about it, and why it has a one-up in terms of on somebody who might just do boxing. It's also way better in terms of, don't want to just get people who do the karate, but it is much better than karate, because as opposed to karate, where every time you score a point, they stop, and you think this is continuous fighting. So even if you get hit hard, unless the referee is going to jump in and protect you, you're going to continue to get blows, right? And that's kind of how the sport is really. So it's a much more continuous style of fight. Think of it like boxing, but you could also use the legs. That's kind of really the most simplest way to put it.
How many rounds you go at and the time of the rounds?
Well, for amateurs, there are different levels, but generally, most amateurs do 3 rounds. These guys will be doing 5-rounders, right? But as usual, it's usually 3 rounds, 2 minutes, 1 minute rest, but they will be doing 5 rounds, 2 minutes, 1 minute rest.
What sort of training you do in order to, not specifically as you're going into this fight, but on a regular basis in kickboxing?
What kind of training I myself?
Yeah. What's your training regime like?
I don't give out too much, but
Yeah?
Can't give out the secrets.
Running, might do some lightweight, plenty sparring, plenty contact. That I would do right now, because I did dust off plenty rust. It's been a long while. So for me, condition and spine, that's all.
Well, you have been in the sport for a number of years, right?
Yeah.
So how many years do you feel that you can continue?
Not
And
long.
what would you like to, at the end of your career, what would you like to achieve?
Not much, and I already seen things happening in the sport. I'm comfortable with that. I'm comfortable as being a coach.
Okay,
I was
okay.
coaching. I have a son coming up in the ranks right now, and I'm working with him.
Right.
So I was comfortable doing that, and I was saying, this guy call him out. Yeah, son.
Oh.
And I really
So
didn't want to.
you cannot come out of retirement for him then?
Yes.
But not actually retirement, but
Retirement, because 9 years.
It's 9 years since your last
I
fight?
do,
You're like,
yeah,
how about it now? 9 years coming out.
9 years.
yeah, but if a man come out 9 years and beat you,
Yeah, boy, nah, that's shameful.
that is a very shameful thing.
I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't say so. You know.
Eh?
I wouldn't say it's shameful. It's who coming out and beating you. I wouldn't say it's shameful. If it's a bum come out and beat you, that's shameful.
I wouldn't say there are many people
All
much
right,
better
yeah,
than that.
I that's where you're coming from.
You understand? I
But
have to
still,
give him respect.
I mean, for you to tell a man 9 years inactive to come out and just so,
Yeah.
you understand?
Well, no, I mean, it's how many years he spent in the sport too. It's not like he was 9 years sitting when he coached.
Well, yeah,
But
experience-
I
experience.
still train, coaching, and being around
Yeah.
fighting as well.
So
Yeah.
still around there. That was 9 years compared to my 5 years in the sports on the whole.
yeah.
Yeah. But I think the contrast matches really well. Like, he's just coming off of a little layout. He was coaching. He has a lot of time in the sport before. And I'm extremely active now, and I've not as much time in the sport, but I think there's a lot of talent to back me up, and the hard work that I'm using to back up the talent.
What's your goal in the sport? What do you want to achieve?
Oh, that's a real broad thing, you know. I mean, when it comes to the sport itself, and I'm a promoter as well. So, I mean, I want to like propel my promoting with my fighting and vice versa, because like I want the sport. I think we have a lot of raw, like undefined talent coming out of Trinidad and Tobago, and I find that we don't really have too much attention on them, and if the attention we do have isn't really the greatest attention. So I want to use my fighting to like build my record, build myself, build my reputation, get my experience in, and either I use that to become the best fighter to be in the Caribbean or come out of the Caribbean, or that I will be the promoter to be taking those fighters out to the Caribbean, really. But I don't think one could be without the other, because fighters really like to see promoters that haven't stepped in the ring like they have before. Like, you're not a relatable person to even work with. Yeah, so I mean, I think it goes hand in hand when I'm doing it.
So how is your training coming up for this bout?
Well, I've been training hard. I'll get into the training methods in a bit, but like I'm usually an injury-prone person. Hence why I had to jump out one sport and get into the next one, which my mother questioned very strenuously. Why I going into?
Your parents accepted you coming into the sport?
Absolutely not. So the same as Davin, man. They don't want to see the little. You see my face? This is not a fighter face. And all my mother, my uncle would say is like, why you want to go and mash up your face? Why I made that face for? It's like, I mash up. That's like,
but have they ever come to any one of your...
My mom came to one boxing fight that I had, and she covered her face like that the entire time. So I don't even think she really saw the fight. But she can't take all that, boy. My grandmother's the one who would really love the fight and anything like that. But she lived in Tobago, so she can't really come to the fights themselves. But the campers, I mean, we were supposed to fight earlier, but I ended up getting like a bad injury in my ligaments. I wouldn't specify where, but that kept me back for a little bit. So I'm back out now and doing a lot of aqua training, like swimming and all that, a lot of running, and a lot of sparring as well, a lot of drills. Because like I said, I'm coming from boxing into kickboxing, so I really just have to get my legs acclimatized to what's really going on, and then I learn everything else to the work.
So coming out of boxing into kickboxing, would you say that boxing is one of your strong points in the sport right now?
Yeah, well, Davin know that. And Davin do research. Yeah, he know boxing is one of my strong points. And I have a good few going into the...
I see research. Research, I just see 1 or 2 fights and I say that.
You saw him already, right?
Yeah.
So you know,
I promote one event already and he fight on my event.
All of these promoters, right?
We gotta keep the sport alive.
Well, that will bring me to the next point that I want to bring up after we take the break.
Yeah.
Is the sport of kickboxing a growing sport? Because now this is Fight Night 33.
Yeah.
So that means you all had 32.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So when we come back from the break, I want you all to tell me, is the sport growing? And how wide is the sport? Is it in schools? You know, is it in different communities? So, things like that, right? So when we come back from the break, we'll take that point. Yeah, right? Viewers, you're watching Saturday Sports on NCBNTT television. We'll be right back after this short break.
Change on TV to the sound, boy, better stay calm, be cool.
Trinbago Heritage, every Wednesday at 8 p.m. on NCBNTT Television Network.
I'm Steve David, and I'm your host. Today I talk football as usual, and I have with me Linda Bramble, welcome to the set, Michael Raghunath, welcome to the set. Instead George Jefferson, George Anthony Clark, welcome to the set. That's Dwight DeLeon. The president of the SSFL, Mariri Gonzalez. Mariri, welcome to the set. Leroy DeLeon, welcome to the set, Leroy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for tuning in every Tuesday night, and NCBNTT, thanks for the opportunity.
Welcome back, viewers. Welcome back to Saturday Sports on NCBNTT television. For those of you who are now joining us, we are talking kickboxing, and it's on the 2nd of March.
2nd of March.
Fight Night 33. We have the promoter and two of the athletes in the main
event.
The main event.
Yeah.
Right. I will, before the end of the show, I was trying to see if I could start the main event from tonight. Gentlemen, before the break, we were talking about kickboxing. I would like to get a point from the answer from individually from all of you. Do you all think that kickboxing is a growing sport in Trinidad and Tobago?
Well, we're trying to make it a growing sport in Trinidad. We're trying our best to get it out there, because a lot of people still don't have an idea of what's really going on with the sport. Maybe watch it on TV or something, but they don't know what's going on in the country. And then it have a little back and forth with other promoters and all them kind of things, so that making it even worse. If everybody could come together and push one head, it would be much better to get out there.
I hear that since around the boxing.
Yeah.
Yeah. As a coach, let me hear your perspective.
I think that there's growth in the sport. Definitely over the years, there has still been a consistent influx of persons coming in to say, if we have a big boom, I would say no, but the sport is still alive and well, right? We have individuals in the background who are trying to ensure that things are continuously working, especially as I speak about Mr. Bharat Rambuta, right? He has always been actively keeping in contact with the many different gyms, seeing if they are active, what is going on, trying to ensure that we are promoting and that fights are going on so people know that the sport is alive and well. I believe, well, at least for me, this is something that I have planned to do, is that I am looking to start a program directed towards teens, 13 to 15, to teach them kickboxing, right, at my gym. Still in the works of putting things together, but I'm in the final stages of dressing up that program to then to be able to present to public. Sponsors might want to be a part of it and stuff, because I want to give back to the sport. I definitely have seen what it has done for me. I see what it has done for others in terms of turning around their life and stuff. I've seen people who were in really bad states in their life, both either on the wrong side of the law and stuff, or mentally where they were at in their point in their journey in their life. And I've seen how this sport has allowed for them to build confidence within themselves, to be able to be a better person going out. And that's especially in terms of the people that we interact with in my gym, because how the culture that we and the thinking that we try to promote, it's not just about a sport. It's about developing the individual to be able to properly go out into the world and function, right? So there is work going on. There is a steady influx of persons in the sport, and I think that with the new promotions that have been going on with Rabs, with the Orange Field KO that had recently taken place last year, we have been very active. We have had in the past, since we came off from COVID, since 2022, we have had about 9 or 10 promotions that have taken place. And you have to have fighters, otherwise you can't have no promotion. So there has been that influx of persons who are still there, who are interested in the sport, who are active and they are competing. The nice things that we have as well, we have seen a lot of transitioning taking place from the karate gyms, dipping their foot into it and wanting to be a part of the kickboxing and want that more real feel of combat and stuff. We have sometimes you have the boxers coming across, wanting to try, You know, so we have the different athletes where they can't get competition, they want to be a part of the kickboxing because they've seen something is going on. They've seen that we are busy, we are doing stuff. And that is all we are trying to do. And that is the same head that the president is currently trying to push. Let's keep it out there. Let's make sure that the public know that we are here, that we are visible, that the sport is alive and well. And slowly but surely, we will get our foot into the door, into the ministry to let them know, hey, we are here. We want now for you now to come and partner with us to help us and make it even bigger.
You see, I'm glad you mentioned that point because, as I always say, two sports that I feel should be in schools is boxing and rugby.
Right.
Right? And now I will add kickboxing to it.
Yeah.
Because these are sports that will bring the fighters in school together, but in a controlled environment.
Definitely.
You understand? And martial arts on the whole, which kickboxing falls under, is a disciplined sport.
It is.
You must have discipline. You understand? So, you all have approaching ministry, or are you going to approaching ministry?
We have approaching ministry in the past. We had some difficulty in that regard. I wouldn't want to speak or air some of these the problems that we have had, but we have had problems. I want to at least say that we have had problems, but we are not looking at that. We don't want to look at the negative things. We want to move forward. The aim is always to move forward and to progress. We are still appealing to the ministry to come and be a part of it. We are still appealing to corporate Trinidad to be a part of it, because while we try to promote
support from corporate Trinidad.
Yes, we get support from corporate Trinidad, but I'm not sure for other promoters, but I will always say we will always welcome more. More is always better, because the more people that are a part of it, it says in that the corporate environment that they are aware that the sport is going on. Because sometimes when you approach them like kickbox, some people might be like, kickboxing? That is a thing, people doing this thing. You know, then you know about sponsors who know about kickboxing is going on, because we probably have to regularly approach them, and they are very welcoming. They tell, okay, no problem, they want to be a part of it and stuff. And we definitely also have to give our thanks to those sponsors that are continuously supporting us in the background. Some of them, they don't even need their names to be mentioned. Some ask for their names to be mentioned because that is their corporate responsibility and stuff. But we definitely do appreciate those who are there with us. But like I say, more is always welcome.
What your gym is doing to promote the sport?
What is?
What your gym?
Rough house. Well, I mean, they're producing top athletes to come and beat everybody up. And I think that's like what our gym's main focus should be, producing the athletes to compete. And I'm like you had mentioned COVID before. I think COVID did bring a big lull to the sport of all, like boxing, kickboxing, MMA. And it was already experiencing, I think, some steady growth beforehand. But when I got into it, there was like absolutely nothing going on, because it was right before COVID, which is why I started my promotion in the first place, Rabs. And I think since then it's kind of is motivated who didn't start promotions before to come and try their foot and put themselves out there and start like to promote some of the athletes and all this. But I think when it comes to the corporate personalities, either they don't know what kickboxing is, and there are few do. Either they don't know, and the persons who really do and haven't experienced it in Trinidad really have a bad stigma or a bad representation in their head about it, because they really see it as violence and fighting, rather than what you and Prince was saying just now. Like Prince, as a coach, and most coaches really want to put discipline into a lot of young athletes' lives and put them out into the world a better person than when they stepped into the gym for the first time. And a lot of people don't see it like that. It's a martial art, like you were saying. It's a controlled form of expression, just like how like painting is an art or drawing is an art. Like arts, dancing is an art. Like it's called the dance of destruction. Sometimes some people say that. But it's a dance nonetheless. It's a controlled form of expression that I think is a healthy thing once done properly. And Trinidad still has a lot of room to hone it and take it and put it to the level of professionalism it should be. But I do see a lot of steady growth, and I want to do my part as a fighter and as a promoter, not a coach yet, to push it in the right direction. And like you were saying, school programs is a very big thing, and it's not theirs yet.
But besides the schools, right? Do you all go around into the communities? In fact, how many kickboxing gyms are there in Trinidad? You have an idea? And is it closely with working with the communities? Because if you can't get into the schools, right, and you have, for instance, Davin, a man who in the sport for all these years, and you're in a community, because in your community you have the same set of violence and fighting, do you all like take up a day where the gym goes to a community and try to meet the youngsters and, you know,
Well,
because
gyms have done that.
you have to PR a sport in order for it to grow,
Yeah.
right? So for instance, let's say a Saturday, the whole of FineLine decide they're going on a walkathon, right? And you're walking through Shogunas and you're mingling with young people, you're going on the blocks, and you're mingling with young people and telling them about the sport. You're PRing the sport then, right? Do you all do things like that? How do you entwine your gym with the community? Because that is where it will really build, you know.
Yeah.
Because you can have a gym with 4 walls, and every day you have 20 people in there training, and the outside, people on the outside doesn't have a clue what is taking place. You know, maybe you could invite young people on an evening, you know, to sit down in the audience and watch training. You know, somebody training, right? You could take the opportunity to talk to young people, right? Because sportsmen and women are role models.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? So you all are the better community leaders than the community leaders who the young people follow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? So how do you all work with the community?
I would just say on a smaller note, for us, what we used to do in the past is like we would invite schools to send some of the students to be a part of. So like people that we know, like let's say we have school children who are inside the school and stuff, and we mention to the parents, hey, invite, you know, and we make that appeal to invite them to, so they will come in, they'll watch you, some of them will come and watch the event and stuff along that lines. But to say more of what you are speaking about, a more in-depth, more personal one-on-one kind of role with them, I think there's more work to be done in that regard. I'm not sure how the other gyms function within their communities, but I know, at least let me speak for FineLine. We have our own way that we reach out to some of our people within our community, but I could always say that more can be done, definitely.
For instance, like that, when you walk the road, like, do people recognize you? You know, say, look, the kickboxer, you know, I know you know somebody, I don't really know you. But
Yeah, that people recognize, man.
yeah, but you understand?
Yeah, that people recognize, man.
Yeah.
Not enough, but that people will recognize, man.
Yeah, but I think this is an opportunity. You see, sometimes we wait on people to do things for us when we could do it for ourselves.
Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely.
You understand?
Yeah.
Right? Now, you all have experience in kickboxing, right? You see, you have a son coming up.
Yeah.
Just how you mentor your son, right? You all have to take the initiative and
Mentor other youth.
get involved with young people.
No, I would like to
I
add
want to
also-
be young people who outside only, like especially young people in your gym, because a man could be in your gym, but he could be another person outside. If you understand what I'm saying.
Understand?
true.
I understand.
You understand? And sport is the way to really curb violence. That's my take on it.
What I would like to add is that the TTKBF does have a couple of initiatives in mind, whereby going out into the public and you know, exposing ourselves to them, letting them know how we are here and what we are doing, what we are about. Those things are still to come, all right? Where we'll have more public appearances so that people know what we are doing and what we are about. So in due time, I would say in the next couple of months, you would see TTKBF more publicly there, as well as the gyms, because obviously we have membership probably around 16 to 19 gyms are part of our federation. So we have majority of this, the kickboxing fraternity is part of our organization, which is a good thing. And that spans from the east to the west, deep south, and
There
stuff,
is a
right?
kickboxing association, right?
Yes, the Toronto Bigger Kickboxing Federation. That is the federation by which it is our events are sanctioned under, right? It is is the federation that has the most amount of member gyms in and stuff. So like I say, so we have plans on going out there and meeting with the public and letting the public know what we're about to make sure that our presence is known. And those things will come off in the next couple of months as we go along. Yeah, when elections coming up, so as soon as that wraps up, then we will be getting started.
How large is Rafael's gym in the sense of members? And who's the head coach?
But yeah, coach, that was Adam De Silva. The Rafael, I can't tell you how long it's been around.
No. How many members?
How many members?
Yeah.
General members, maybe between 20 and 30, I would say. Different people.
And everybody actually active in the
yeah, everybody's active in the sport. Competing athletes as of recently, maybe between 5 and 10 persons, because Adam is a real no-nonsense coach. He doesn't let any and everybody just go out into a ring if they're not training properly. So basically, he needs to see some work from you before he puts work into you to go and corner you and prepare you for an actual fight, you know. You can't just like say, hey, willy-nilly, I want to fight, and then jump into the ring. It takes a lot of work and preparation and discipline before you get there. So you make sure that you meet those requirements before you take a fight. So he's like basically holding everybody to do that, really. So there are a lot of people in the gym, but you have to like meet a certain criteria before you step into the ring.
Where you are situated?
Rafael's is situated in St. James, just off of Bonds Road on Kwamina Street.
Okay. Right. And Davin, you still, as I said, you still with FineLine?
Yeah, FineLine is the father. He's like the child. So I have my gym.
Yeah.
Oh, you have your own gym?
Yes.
Yeah. Prodigy Fight Gym.
Prodigy?
Yeah.
Where are you situated?
Right in 500. Still under construction, but we closely link with FineLine. So
let's say under construction, the building or the
fixing up,
members?
yeah, doing our thing.
When we come back, we need to talk about the complete fight card for March the 2nd.
Yes.
Right? I was hoping that when I hear you tell me you're bringing the two men in the main attraction, I would have to have people by the door and think to part them for us. I find them too well looking like they're...
No, they're very civil. They're very civil.
Except for the night.
On the night is going to be completely different.
How do I look in front of the camera?
Oh, you can't beat him then?
I can't beat him now. I don't make him wait.
But kickboxing, is it about the size of a person or the skills?
Skill. Always skill. Because, George, you have seen me fight, right?
Yeah.
And I'm usually the smaller opponent, right?
Yeah, I see a bit of some real talk already.
So, you know the skill, right? Because in most cases, being the smaller fighter, there's a lot of disadvantages against you in terms of range and stuff and things. You have to be able to know how to capitalize on what you have and make it work for you to come out on top.
Yeah.
And that's why I expect these two guys to use. I expect him to use his youth, his vitality. I expect him to use his experience to be able, right, to be able to...
And he was never in track, so...
No, never in track. The funny thing is that as I listen to these two guys, I know Davin for years and I didn't even know he was in track. I know Joshua, but I didn't know he was in track night. My only sport I've ever got into was kickboxing.
I did a bit. Only producer said that pretty boy is sportsman, you know. I surprised. Is Fatima right?
Yeah,
Fatima. Yeah.
The greatest school.
There's no sort of rough sport.
Yeah, football
and cricket and
yeah,
chess and hockey. And golf. Anyway, we need to take a break. When we come back, we talk about the full card for tonight, the venue, ticket sales, and everything, right?
Yeah.
And maybe we could get some more reaction from the two main combatants. Because we'll be right back after the short break.
Hi, I am Nigel. Quote me today is your daily motivational segment to start your day right. Join me Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. right here on NCBN. Remember, wake up with a smile. Today is your day.
That's why when we festin', we the sped card when we jammin', we the jam down when we drinking, man is strong rum, eh. Pop a bottle right now when we festin', we the sped card when we jammin', we the jam down when we drinking, man is strong rum, eh. Pop a bottle, push up your hand.
Hi, I am Nigel Coutier.
Hi, and I'm Jovan Paulette.
We are coming to a community near you. We're going to speak community talk. We want to hear your issues, your concerns, or what will improve your community.
Look out for us. We'll be coming soon, Nigel and myself, to your community to hear in whatever way we can do to improve your environment, be it employment, infrastructure, anything to improve your living as well as our own.
Community talk coming soon.
Welcome back, viewers. And this Saturday Sports, I'll be talking kickboxing fight night 33 on March 2nd, starting at 7 p.m. We have the promoter and we have the two athletes in the main event. Princely, tell the viewers where, how much fight, how much they pay, full works.
Right, so Fight Night 33 started as the Central Showdown. It would be at the Couva South Multipurpose Hall, that is directly opposite the Couva Health Facility, or some people call it the Couva Hospital. Can't miss it, or directly next to the MP's office, the Couva South MP office. Right, we starting at 7 p.m. We have 12 to 13 cards, fights on the card. Right, $150 for the tickets. We had early bird tickets that was at $125, but those are now cut off. So sorry for those who had missed out in the first 2 weeks when you was doing the early bird tickets. So now the tickets are $150 until fight night, and you can get you can pay at the door as well.
Right. So besides these two guys, who are there any interesting fights again on the card?
We have definitely some interesting fights.
And what about female bouts?
No female bouts. Sorry enough that we had females who had submitted their names, but big disparity in weights and stuff, so couldn't make those matchups. Definitely outside of these guys being the main event, we have some very nice, good young blood that are coming up. We have Med Charles, he'll be going up against Venezuelan contingent, as well as Daniel Sinaswee, so his son. So it'll actually be the first time a father and a son fighting on a card.
Each other?
No, not each other. They're fighting on the same card, right? So that is our first actually for us in Trinidad. So that is really, I was really happy when I was able to get that, because it was very difficult to get a fight for Daniel. And for Daniel, Med, and Nevin Bayer, those guys are the...
So you have Venezuela, is that international? When I hear you tell me Garcia, I see you bringing out Veni, you know?
Yeah. Well, they have two coming. Two.
We have local Veni.
Yeah, I got local Veni.
Yeah. So you have
hot Spanish blood in here. Watch out.
So you have two Venezuelan.
Yes, we have. So you'll be having basically two international bouts with Daniel Sinaswee, and then we have another one, Melchor.
Is his son fighting?
Yes, his son. That was saying that it's the first time father and son fighting on the same card. 16.
Okay. Yeah. What age really you could step in a ring in kickboxing?
You could start as young as 8.
But you fight on the amateur at that age?
Yes, you're fighting on the amateur.
What's the difference between the amateur and the professional in kickboxing?
In the most simplest way, paid. The professional do it as a career, and they get paid for this. They get paid for their performance, whilst amateurs they fight for either medals, trophies, or other prizes that maybe.
So they lose when you get paid, right?
Who lose? The man bang, man. I want to know.
All right, let's get involved in the main event now. Why do you feel that you're going to beat Garcia?
How do you feel then? That'll be a feeling. That's as far as I go.
Don't let me have feeling. I want to find out what makes you so sure you're gonna beat Garcia.
Experience. He can bring. It has nothing he can bring to me that I never seen before. Way more experience than him. I fight more dangerous opponents than him. I saw the opponents he fight. I'll smoke all them guys. I'll knock all them guys out.
I didn't smoke them too.
No, well, use a decision, man. Yeah, son, I knock people out.
Pali.
Yeah, what numbers you have?
I don't know.
Yeah, no.
Offhand. I have a couple. Prince, you can tell you.
Right, but you, how many knockouts you have? Because
I have 5 knockouts so far, 5 TKOs.
Yeah.
Man, don't give up.
Unfortunately, all my fights have been in headgear. This is the first fight I'm going to have without headgear. But that's really God saving the other fellas now, because like I can imagine if they get hit without the headgear. But that's what he go feel for the first time now.
So in this bout, you're in headgear or no headgear?
No, so these guys are A-class fighters, so they won't be fighting with headgears.
Okay. So you have
so
a different class.
Yeah.
I guess a Chris and my first no headgear match with Davin's face now.
Yeah. And you sure you're going to beat?
No, I'm not giving myself a choice. So the path that I'm taking, I've already committed to it. Davin is the stepping stone I have to step on top of, and then I'll go from. Not to be disrespectful, Davin is like the best fight I could have possibly asked for at this point in my career. I think everybody else doesn't come anywhere near close to Davin, so I have to make sure and be as sharp as I could possibly be.
Don't make no mistakes.
So you mash you up, you're going forward.
But I'm not looking at the future. I'm not going to overlook Davin and look past him. He is the current task. I'm not going to do that.
I feel like it breaks in, you know.
Breaks in.
Yeah,
I don't run over that.
I feel all of a sudden you get quiet,
Nah, nobody breaks. And I at the same time I'm confident, but I know what I'm dealing with, you know.
Okay.
He can't break on the George because he's the man who call him out. That's the difference.
Oh, you call him out?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
But you will play fast.
Yeah. It's like you're going to wake up a sleeping lion,
you
right?
have to win.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to win.
If you want to prove yourself,
I give him an opportunity. I give him the opportunity. He asks him
to look good.
Not look good. To fight, to get a good fight.
Yeah, to make a name for yourself.
Yeah. I like the boy too. I like him.
Yeah. A Fatima boy. Yeah. So are you bringing that contingent for Fatima to?
Yeah, I booked a slap in the face maybe after the fight here, you can learn something. But nah, like I'm gonna make sure.
After you come train with me.
Come teach him. Now he looking strong. I'm not gonna lie, a little scrawny right now, but he won't touch me regardless. You gotta be strong and hit somebody.
But that's why I asked Princely in the kickboxing if size plays any major.
If size played a major role, then yeah, this fat boy would smoke me. For sure, but unfortunately for him, size will play a major role now.
Use the heavier guy, you know.
Yeah, heavier muscular, but
use the heavier. I'm more muscular. Yeah,
back shit. But he's actually the first opponent as well, and thankfully I'm fighting that is in my weight range. Like all my other opponents before have been 10-15 pounds heavier than me now, so I have to adjust my game plan now to fight a smaller man, a shorter man.
You know what I admire about you is that you're willing to go up against a more experienced fighter in order to to carry on in your career.
Well, yeah, like this for living.
And if you really watch boxing today, right? A lot of boxers
shy away from
you're fighting nobodies in order to
keep your record
going.
Yeah,
right? Because if you watch the heavyweight boxing division now, it's a waste of time.
Yeah.
Right? I said, I'm Johnny come late, you're nobody. You understand? So I must give you credit for taking that opportunity. Either to come out with your pretty face or get beat up.
You're coming out pretty too, don't worry.
Right?
You're going pretty or come out pretty. Don't worry. Wow.
I know Davin is onto coaching and thing. But what's your long-term goal?
My long-term goal with fighting, like I said, I want to be the absolute best person to come out the country when it comes to fighting. And to do that, you have to take out the best too. Yeah, if you want to be the top boy, you have to take out the top boy. I don't see anybody else taking a fight with Davin right now, honestly. And who knows, I could transition into MMA afterwards, because MMA is the booming sports of the world right now. But like I was telling you before, it aligns with me pushing the sport through promotion and all that. And I think that what comes first is the fighting. for myself. And I love it. Like, I would fight to fight. Like, you put me to fight a bit, I'll fight a bit. You know, you might have to pay him a little bit for that. Like, Davin is not a bit. But.
Are there opportunities for the local guys, Prince, to go international tournaments outside, like in Caribbean or the wider region?
Yes, so we have partnerships with places like Suriname. I have fought in Suriname already. We have partnerships with promoters in Jamaica and stuff. So there is the opportunity, but the thing is that we just need to get the fighters up to that skill level to be able to compete. Because we don't want to send guys out there and then they just get washed. That
makes fighters up to the international level as yet?
I would say 3 of the young guys, Nevin Bayer, Med Charles, and Daniel Sinaswee, his son. Those are the 3 top guys in terms of the young ones coming up in kickboxing, and they are at that. They right there. I think that they right there ready to get that international exposure now. So at least my plan is that as soon as possible, especially as this event is done, I'm trying to look at probably in our future promotion, trying to get people to come in to face these guys. So either within the region, build them first within the region. Suriname and Jamaica and Barbados, where we get the fighters from, and then from there probably looking at fighters from the outside, because they have to. When I fought for my world title way back in 2008, is a guy from Curacao I fought, right? So they have to be able to start wetting their feet on the regional level, get that experience up, know what it's like fighting people outside your pond. You understand? Once I start exposing yourself, and then you know, really go into DC and see where the sharks on them are.
Yeah, but do you think that in the meantime that we can start looking at bringing, like how you have this 13 card fight here, bringing some foreigners in order to give the locals a better opportunity, and you can match them up. You know, then you can handpick who you bring in.
Yeah.
Right? When I say handpick, you're not going to bring a man because you know, when you're bringing a man because you know he has the same style as him. So then you can know where he is at that point in time?
Yeah. So those things are possible, yes. The only difficulty, once you start to talk international, the cost booms all the way up, because now it's plane tickets, it's lodging, it's paying a fighter, his coach, his second corner man. So the cost explodes exponentially.
So it doesn't go outside and fight, or?
So yes, that is also easier as well too, when it is that we get invitations from outside that we go and we take part. Like I say, same way as I have fought in Jamaica and these other countries, get invited to go across. So, but like I still saying that the fighters still need to be up to par in the first place to be able to say, well, okay, we need to pay extra attention on these guys, and that's why I keep mentioning the Nevin, the Med, the Daniel, because those guys need an opportunity, and that's at least. From my perspective, that is why I decided to get back, well, try my first time on promoting as moving away from being a fighter and now a coach / promoter. It's to get these young guys who show the most amount of promise. Those guys are hungry to fight. You tell them, hey, when a promotion coming up, they're hungry. You know they want to fight. They're submitting the names first, they're putting themselves out there. So you know that they're interested. And when a promoter sees that and see that you're willing to work with them and you're very easy to work with, they look for these opportunities for you, right? And that is why I am trying to do as well for these young guys. I want to give them an opportunity and expose them just as much as my coach pushed me and give me the exposure that I desire. Because I would like to see those guys be even better than me, really make a big name for themselves. And I think they have the potential to do so.
Do we have sufficient qualified coaches to really get the athletes in kickboxing up to that international standard, or do we need more training? And how do the coaches get their training?
Well, now you see, coaching and coaching styles is very different, right? Everybody has their own perspective in terms of what they think is more important and stuff. But to say there's a standardized structure by which it is they follow, in most cases, most persons know the basic stuff. How to throw a jab, a punch, this kick, that kick, whatever the case may be. But now training methodologies which now channels specifics and get fighters at a different level. Every coach have their own thing. Some coaches are very much open into learning from others, not most. most are not like along that lines, right?
Yeah, because sometimes you go boxing and you're still hearing after all these years, you're still hearing 1-2 jab. I only hear 1-2 jab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so I guess that these things as well is still people. You know, it's usually be the people. So people have to be, well, the coaches, that is, have to be willing to learn from those that are more successful. But some of the coaches are not ready to admit that, if you understand what I'm saying. Now, Adam mentioned, Joshua mentioned Adam, right? Best coach and whatever. And I'm not taking anything away from Adam, because Adam is a good coach. He has produced a fighter, that's Omar Smith, who now fights internationally and stuff and thing, right? You have Shian from True FineLine producing international champions as well. But there isn't really anybody else producing regional, international champions, right? But are these other coaches who, let's say, might be even a part of the federation, will want to learn under them? I doubt.
Is everybody an ego?
Yeah, there's that as well. So, and you're seeing it in boxing as well. You know, because like I say, it's a kind of personal thing. Your training style and your training methodology is your thing, and you really want to expose that and let nobody know your little secrets, why it is your guys are better. But I remembered back in the day, Sensi Ram, what he would have done, he would have gone to some of the gyms and them, and he used to at least get them to brush up on certain things and raise their level, because at the point in time we were beating everybody out. And he says for them to get better, we need to raise their standard, so when they get better, now we get better, because they force us to grow to another level. And that is what it is about. But not everybody, like I say, not everybody is willing to want to learn, to improve their level. They think that they know it all, but they don't know what it's even like to get an athlete at an international level.
We just have about 2 minutes remaining. Tell the viewers again
tell them what Davin can learn from this.
Let's remind them again about this March 2nd.
Yes, so March 2nd, Cuba South Multipurpose Hall. These guys are going to be fighting. Young guy.
33, Davin's demise, everybody. Come out and see. Davin's dreams and hopes get crushed.
I'm not sure Davin had dreams and hopes. Yeah, so
you are dreaming and hopes.
I'm not sure. But guys, definitely
it's very comfortable.
It's going to be a really exciting fight. You're hearing all these guys talking. You have a young, hungry person, you have a veteran, you're sitting back and just watching like you even know what you're getting yourself into. You know,
dozing off now. You solely dozing off.
Yeah, that's because I personally really am looking forward to it.
Don't you remember when you go in the ring?
Yeah, well, I told them.
You have to see him properly, you know. You can't go in there with that glass.
Yeah, I can see him. You see size here, though. See him real good enough.
Any parting words quickly? 30 seconds.
No parting words. I have no parting words at all.
No
they just come out and watch you fight, enjoy themselves. Don't miss this.
Right.
Yeah, because many people haven't gotten a chance to see Davin fight, because you know he fight more back in the day. So
you still won't get a chance to see him fight. You get a chance to see him.
Any final?
No final words. I think I've said everything already. You could see on the face who more fights and the next one. But yeah, come out and see it. You'll see an exciting fight. Just make sure you come on time. If you're living, don't out for traffic as well. You know they doing construction area and things away. So.
Gentlemen, it was a pleasure. Let me thank you all for first of all coming.
Yeah,
let me wish you all the best. And Princely, let me wish you all the best as the head coach now.
Thank you.
Right? Because I know that you have achieved everything that you wanted in boxing.
Yeah.
Right? It's not now a following Princely. Right? A following Princely since maybe it was just, well, you ain't really grow much again, but it was just about the height of the rope in the ring, and you have done well. You understand? So, gentlemen, thank you again, and all the best on March 2nd.
Yes.
I will try to have an interview with you all after.
Yeah, definitely.
Viewers, we have come to the end of this program. Remember, every Saturday at 8 o'clock, Saturday Sports, right here on NCBNTT Television. Just Facebook and YouTube. Just go to Facebook and look for NCBNTT Television and click the link, and you're on. So, until next week, have a blessed week ahead.